JV9UFXCY. Thank you for the follow, friend. Welcome to the Rant King Covenant. Much appreciated. Like same, but with more cereal. I swear I'm not a bot. Okay. I wasn't suggesting that you were, but or Halo 405 or Hal 0405. Thank you for the follow, friend, and welcome to the Rant King Covenant. Oh, get out of here, stupid crows. Can't attack the crystal lizard there, but I can grab these bloodstone shards. Hi, friend. Ouch. Yes, when I try doing a switcheroo on the old whatchamacallit, I too get a burning in my appendages. It hurts like the dickens. You keep forgetting, Hippie, that you're doing the roleplay for the character. Rant King. Because it was a name bestowed upon me by Dima Parachute. Because I frequently break out into rants. Although they've been rarer tonight, at least. Rant King. Yes, I am the embodiment of the Rentier class. What can I say? Okay, so next... So we're going to close this guy in there. Sorry, friend. It's for your own good. And then we are going to run down this way. Any opinion on Dark Souls 3? Not really, other than I'm very much looking forward to it. They've made some very interesting changes to the formula. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it, cool man. Oh, I can't wait. I just can't wait. Oh crap. Oh no. Stupid dogs. Iframes, please. If I could have hit that dog, I would have survived that just fine. Fitting that the first death of this realm was the dogs, yeah, very much so. By the way, the lamp you're wearing reduces stamina regen. I thought that that was a myth. Bloody expensive. I remember there being some debate about that. Oh, I can't get my souls back from that dog. Stupid dog. One of my friends recently got interested in Dark Souls. I might need to buy Dark Souls twice to accommodate him on my one, and my other friends on the PS4. Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, the Trash Man, he didn't initially have. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, JB9.
Oh, take this.
I actually helped the Trash Man pay for his PS4 to start with. He paid me back, but
as you know,
I wanted to make sure.
The church is the founded.
He points right in Alfred's face. You know, I needed to make sure that my usual trolling partner was on the same platform as me, so. How am I going to handle this? Are dogs affected by Pungent Blood Cocktail, I wonder? Yep. Perfect. I should have used that earlier. Have you gone... No, I unfortunately was not... I signed up for the beta, but I was not among those selected to take part in it. So, unsightly beasts, forsooth. Have I played the DLC? I have played the DLC, yes. DLC is excellent. Pacifist run much harder than I imagined it would be. Mostly just because the enemies, dogs especially, are annoying. This guy we're just going to run right by. Demise, thank you for the follow, friend. Welcome to the Rant King Covenant. Much appreciated. Hello, Rays69, because we are doing a, welcome to the stream, and we are doing a pacifist run. So, it is only the summons who are, fighting the enemies. Ludwig is wearing the Executioner Guard. Yeah, or so many people have said. I've not been able to really get a good look at it as of yet, but yes, that's right, JV9. I was going to put Pacifist run, but there are a couple of points in the game where I may have to actually not.
You there, Hunter? Didn't you see the warning?
Turn back at once. Old Gehrman, burned and abandoned by men, is now home only to beasts. They are of no harm to those above. Turn back, or the hunter will face the hunt. I've heard that, those lines of dialogue easily like 200 times, in between playing the game on the one hand, but also, yeah, making my cinematic, mostly from making my cinematic lore video on Jura. That was back also when I had to capture all the dialogue myself, because Moonlight Butterfly hadn't started, had not yet started uploading all of the dialogue to his YouTube channel. So, yes, I know, you like me.
Which is why I must stop you.
Very kind of you to say all these things. Stop it, Jura! I'm your friend, don't you know? No, Mammotim, not just you. And, like, I've come to think of his dialogue in the way that it just wound up in, you know, my version of the game, such that whenever I hear of the hunt and its purpose part, it always feels to me as though, like, it doesn't fit, like it doesn't go in the flow. I love that note. I think Jura wrote that note. And this is the third of Jura's companions. The first one being the guy that is at the bottom of the ladder, this one being the second one, and then the third one being the guy with the chain gun in the Old Hunters. When I beat Vicar Amelia, will I start the DLC? I don't see why not. It's community run, so if that's what people want, then that's what we'll do. I personally enjoy Behold, a Pale Blood Sky. I like that one too, but it's less clear who wrote that one. Whereas that one, it was almost assuredly Jura. Yep, I'm beckoning. No, I know that's just my theory, but I think it's backed up to some degree by the character motivations and whatnot, and also like there's really no other evidence to suggest who they would be. Like, 'cause who else would Jura's three companions be? The simplest explanation are the three guys who are wearing the appropriate garb for it. Richard, what do you think about, my idea of those being Jura's companions? Okay, maybe Richard, you should go. Yeah, it might be a network thing. It might be too much to ask for the stream to work and the connection as well. The note says when the moon hangs low and men turn into beasts, are we left with no other choice but to burn to cinders or something like that? Oh, discovered someone. Yeah, Richard Pilbeam's videos are off the hook. If anyone has not seen it, if you're subscribed to my channel, you'll see on the main page along the right hand side are a bunch of associated channels, and Jeux Sans Frontières channel is on or near the top of that list. I just assumed it was a powder keg that died when they burned down Old Gehrman. The red moon hangs low. Yep. Well, even though you don't see the red moon in Old Gehrman, which is what leads me to think that the contracts are different. That somehow from one Pale Blood Hunter to the next, the contract changes based on whatever the circumstances in the world are. Oh, why did I just walk into this corner? Not smart at all. It's the same red moon that we see, presumably, but we don't see the red moon in Old Gehrman, as you pointed out in that one video. So why don't we see the red moon in Old Gehrman, even though it has been here previously? I think there can and there are multiple Pale Blood Hunters at one time, but they have to exist as part of the multiverse. I am soul level 18, but as long as you have the password on, it actually scales. Did he just fall? He just fell off the map. That was amazing. Oh my god. Wow. Hibby44, thank you for the follow, friend. And welcome to the Ranking Covenant. Much appreciated. Oh, sorry, cool man. It looks like the game selected 2 other champions. Those werewolves love denying physics. I like how we keep waiting for everyone else to enter the boss room, forgetting that it's my world. We should probably have... I had one ascend through a doorway, just went straight up. Here, I'll throw the Beast Blood, or Pungent Blood cocktail against the wall. Or throw it against the altar over there. Not very good aim, unfortunately. How did the permadeath go? Did you permadie? Hello, Normanot. I got... Oh, Lucifer. Rip. It's all up to Mayo now. We got to the Shadows of Gehrman, and I took an ill-advised detour through the Chalice dungeons, and wound up dying to the... the undead giant in the first layer of the Thumru Chalice dungeon. I think every time a hunter gets a transfusion, they dream for a night and wake up and forget it. Just headcanon. It's interesting. It sure does, yeah. It's very difficult, especially trying to parry as a summon. So Long John's McGee, you don't believe that what happens is real, or... Because the only issue I would have with the forgetting is that both Jura and Eileen don't seem to forget, in spite of what Gehrman promises. He says you'll forget the dream, but you obviously don't. Friend is also obsessed with the furtive pygmy. He keeps asking me if it's better explained in the third game. I would guess not. I think that that's one of those things that likely just kind of not really be explained beyond how it already has been explained. Mayo is doing admirably well. If you don't have faith in Mayo and you would like to be summoned, you could go to the lamp, although I didn't open up the shortcut. That was not very smart. Because I'm gonna have to bolt Hunter's Mark out of here. Whoa, hi friend. I've been thinking that you probably do forget the dream, but you piece it together from tellings of other hunters and fragments in your memory. So basically that's a very interesting way of putting it, because that's basically how we understand the lore. And that would be consistent with what Redgrave's idea of what the Bolt Hunter's Mark even is, as though like you're trying to remember it, so you just kind of scribble it onto a piece of parchment. Yeah, the story I think is probably just going to jump from Dark Souls 1 to Dark Souls 3. Which makes sense, but... We wrote that. So you no longer think, Richard, that we brought it with us? Ah, shit. Because I remember, Richard, your original idea was that it was a note that we brought with us. Interesting. Nice parry, Mail. Too bad. Yeah, Jura in particular seems very confident about it. But it's possible that they're special hunters and that that's the only reason why they're the only two we come across. Rip Mail. Oh shit. I thought we had it there. Oh no, not enough time. Mid tantrum? We got it, we got it. The doll seems to be surprised to have found a hunter. When they're normally 10 a penny. Well, but 10 a penny refers to not necessarily to pale blood hunters, but just the hunters. Because pale blood hunter is a very specific type of hunter, selected seemingly by a Great One, or at the behest of a Great One, by burning the Bolt Hunter's Mark into the back of our minds. But it's all very interesting. Alright, Richard, thank you very much for hanging out and educating myself and everyone else on various aspects of the lore. Much appreciated as always. Oh, look, there's the amygdalin arm. Very nice. Who's behind door number 2? Orphan of Roll Catch. Orphan of Tracking. Orphan of Screeching. Oh, Jaime, as in Jaime Lannister? What's the lore? Lawrence, because he has so much health on New Game Plus 7. What's the lore on Orphan of Kos? I'm not entirely sure about that yet. Like, there's a lot of ideas floating around about the Orphan of Kos. Truffer, thank you for the follow, friend. And welcome to the Rant King Covenant. Much appreciated. The build was originally a Game of Thrones reference, but I decided to make it chick instead. What's funny is that I hit a build exactly like that in Dark Souls 1. It started as a Jaime build wearing the Silver Knight set and using a Silver Knight sword, but it just wound up being a, you know, generic build. Sorry to whomever my summons are. Alright, well, it's 1 a.m. and I'm dead tired. Night, everyone. See you all later. Well, it's been a pleasure having you, Hippie. I hope you have a good night. Well, it's very nice to hear that, Long Nose the Splendid. Glad to hear that you're enjoying the videos. And I said it earlier, but yeah, it was nice of VatiVidya to not only credit the video that he was talking about, but also to suggest that people check out my channel, so that was pretty cool. Cool, Normanot. Well, I'm very, very happy to have you all here. Live streaming is somewhat of a rare occurrence for me, but when I do have the chance, I do enjoy live streaming. As you can see, we're well into the 5th hour now. Okay, let's go open up the shortcut, just in case we die again. Well, the Orphan is definitely linked to Gehrman, and I was the first person to make a post to that effect, so... I don't know if it's literally the same file, but it's definitely the same sound asset. They tweaked it somewhat, but it's definitely the same sound asset. And it's not just a reuse. They don't reuse assets against a black screen to ensure that, you know, that's the only thing that... Well, there's plenty of Bloodborne content on my channel, so enjoy. I do believe anyone with the old blood is a pale-blood hunter for a knight. The rune is just an interpretation of the Great One's words. To them, hunter might mean something else. You're also never told to kill Murgo's wet nurse. Well, but there is something significant about the fact that the Bolt Hunter's mark is literally etched into the back of your mind. So... I think that means something. We were told just to kill beasts when you wake up. Nothing seems to have changed. Well, that part I definitely agree with. That nothing seems to have changed. Like, I'm sure it changes in subtle ways, but I look at it, and this is just the Souls games in general, not even specific to, yeah, but I'm not going to be discussing that theory here. Nor in my YouTube channel, because I like fungo stuff, but that video I don't really agree with. Yeah, and I think that that's what makes my channel unique. Not unique, because other people do this as well, but my content wouldn't be nearly as good if it wasn't for all the people who comment and share their own perspectives and ideas about things. I certainly wouldn't be able to come up with, you know, 90% of the stuff that I do without the input of everyone else. Yes, that was me, actually. Oh no. Here we go. First email from a student about their grade. Oh my god. No, I can't give you your grades. Sorry. Whoa, those frame drops there. Normanon, it's a rare dialogue that you get in the Hunter's Dream, where you hear Gehrman calling out to Lawrence and Master Willem, and then he starts weeping. You check out the cinematic lore video I have on my channel for Gehrman, and it includes most of the dialogue that he has. Has anyone seen Eileen in what? In the DLC? I doubt very much that Bloodborne will be coming to PC, cool man. Yeah, I got it twice? No, I've not seen Eileen in the Nightmare. Question, is this like a Fight Club in concept for bosses and your companions? Wow, well done everyone, I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, basically, the summons are the only ones who can hurt enemies. I'm not allowed to hurt any of the enemies. Yeah, I would say it's very, very unlikely. If it hasn't come to PC yet at this point, I suppose it could still, but... Could be. I don't really see how that would make any sense. It could be the same voice actor, but it wouldn't really make any sense at all for that to be Eileen. Why don't we do Hemwick? Why don't we do Hemwick? Because birds. Actually, we should level up first.
Welcome. Very well.
It's up to you, Spectre. Yeah. Yeah, that's not the type of lore discussion that we have here. Where am I going? This way. I am a teaching assistant, so I'm a PhD student, and yeah, I teach tutorials, occasionally lectures, and I grade a lot of papers. Plague of Gripes cross Aegon stream would be a dream. That would be entertaining. I think he's too big time for me, though. Oh no, what am I doing? What am I doing? Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. I just shifted into auto mode there for a second. Sorry, Beast. Do I do it for free? No, my teaching, you mean? I specialize in science and technology studies, so this past semester my contracts were for introduction. No restart. I didn't kill him, so the courses I had contracts for this past semester were Introduction to Science and Technology Studies and Science, Technology, and Society. For my comprehensive exams, I am preparing to be able to teach courses in biosciences and biotechnologies, public science, and pedagogy and the practice of science. So my field is interdisciplinary, and it's part of the reason why I love it is that it reflects my own varied interests, I guess. The only thing is I'm going to need to, find a job at a place that is hiring or looking for professors to teach those sorts of courses. I would, of course, also be able to just teach generic history of science and philosophy of science courses, but I don't find those nearly as interesting. Oh, that was not worth it at all. Should I do a Hex Dex or Face Tank build in Dark Souls 2? No death. I would say, oh, I can't kill you either. Gosh darn it. Alright. Let's be friends. Look at all the human heads. Hey, Pacino. It's going great. I hope that you have had a good holiday season so far. The permadeath run. We failed 2 permadeath runs today. One from yesterday that we continued today and failed, and another one that we just died on Father Gascoigne. But now we're doing a Pacifist community run, which has been a lot of fun so far. That was close. Well, there are certain types of, like there's wandering something or other with that have attacks, but I don't know if those ones actually become hostile. You never know, Aegon, you could help Plague finish his fence one day, teach those twisted duck children on his farm English. Maybe, but I'm not the handiest of men. I built a chair today, and I built all the furniture in my apartment, but beyond that, I'm not especially good with my hands, I guess. Yeah, so only the big ones are hostile. As far as I'm aware, it's possible, I guess, that there's some condition that you can satisfy to make them hostile, but I've never seen it. Okay, we got everything. Another thing that occurred to me about the fluid, the tear could be crystallized brain fluid, especially because its effect is to nourish, heal, or comfort whoever has it on them. Interesting. IKEA built all the furniture in my apartment. Nice. You mean you actually like paid the extra money to have them come and build it? That would be cool, but half of my furniture is IKEA, but I built it myself. Built my couch with the help of my ex-partner, but other than that, I built them all myself. No! Oh, crud, how am I going to do this? Hope you had a good Christmas as well. Sounds like you're having a good time. I watched EMB bang his head against that particular wall as well. My old hunter's guide arrived yesterday, so I'm happy about that. Yeah, well, EMB was staying at level 4, though. My permadeath runs were... my permadeath runs were, like, I was allowing myself to level up, so it was just... No pebble needed, we're good. And this part I run through just about every time, so I'm used to this. Hi, friends! Whoa! My favorite is, it seems that these guys run into the elevator shaft. Because... when you get to the top, you always get those souls. Yo, Aegon, you were a little distracted by the Upper Cathedral and you missed one of my messages above the one about the tier. Another lore idea you might lead to some insight down the line. It reminds me of ASMR, which helps people sleep, rain sounds, breathing, so on. The doll also nods off to sleep a lot in her dream. Interesting. No sweaty set, no. I think this guy, he's beautiful enough as he is. He doesn't need the sweaty set. About the noises that they're hearing, I don't think that's so much relaxing for them as it is because based on what happens with Adeline, it seems very much as though what they're doing is they're hearing the Great Ones. They're communing with the Great Ones. Normanaut and Dark Throne 91 and Gwendolyn from also a minute ago. Gwendolini, pardon me. Thank you for the follows, friends, and welcome to the Rant King Covenant. Much appreciated. In my opinion, what's a better game, Bloodborne or Dark Souls? Welcome to the stream, Long No Seth Splendid. And thank you for the follow, Devilish Bunny. Much appreciated, all of you. Welcome to the Rant King Covenant. I don't necessarily like. I've tried kind of. I don't think that. I don't compare them in that way. What I will say is that I think Bloodborne has the best PvE single player experience. Dark Souls 1 has the best. All around experience, and Dark Souls 2 has the best online experience. I assume the dripping was just literally water dripping inside their squishy, watery blob heads. That's entirely possible, but it seems when you look at the item descriptions that we find throughout the DLC, many of them make reference to the fact that the Great Ones have, like, the water is very significant for the Great Ones. Keep in mind that great bodies of water, Bile Pit, thank you for the follow, friend. Welcome to the Rant King Covenant. Bile Pit. What was I saying? Great bodies of water are said to be a bulwark guarding sleep. But also that I think it's the item you get from the baneful villager or whatever his name is. The guy who chants at the start of the fishing hamlet. Look like Red Skull and Groucho glasses. Yeah, that sounds about right. But yeah, it makes reference to the fact that when it comes to the Great Ones seem to in some way, shape, or form to either inhabit or to be associated with water. So them hearing water, I don't think it's really a literal that they're hearing the sound of water splashing around inside their heads. I think it's that they are hearing the Great Ones in the same way that Carol heard the Great Ones and transcribed their utterings, because that's precisely what happens with Adolin. I hope that made some sense, because it took a while for me to actually explain that. I do want to grab his armor. Okay, so I think we're good to head to... Do you think there's anything significant about Gehrman sleeping all the time in the Hunter's dream? Maybe he's dreaming, and that would possibly explain how he knows that Orphan of Kos is dead. That's a good question, Truffer. I think it's just like, you know, he's depressed and sleeping, because, you know, you tend to do that when you're depressed. And he's got nothing else to do, so he just sleeps. He's also really old, he's seen a lot. And I think that there's a connection between the Orphan of Kos and Gehrman that isn't entirely clear yet, but we'll definitely be exploring the possibilities in Let's Talk Lore whenever we do get there. The parallel between Rom and Orphan fight was interesting. Similar environment, and Orphan crawls out of a Rom-like creature. I don't think that Kos is a... If that is indeed Kos, I don't think that's a Rom-like creature. It's much more like a Great One than Rom is. Rom is just kin, as far as I'm aware. I wonder if the description of guarding against sleep means something guarding for or against sleep, because it's against sleep. It might have been something to do with the creepy medical stuff inflicted upon them, which stops them from sleeping and possibly dreaming. Yeah, good question. I hope you will all forgive me if I've not much insight to add at this very moment, because we have now been streaming for 5 hours, and it's 3:30 in the morning here for me, so I'm less able at this point to offer insight than I was 3 hours ago. But these are all very interesting ideas. I'm very happy we have the shield now, so... Reminds me of Dark Souls 1 and 2 speedrunning. or mostly Dark Souls 1, because you would hold the shield to ensure that you didn't jump, and that you rolled instead. That the Orphan of Kos is equivalent to Armurgo. No, I have not read that. Do you mean I missed that in chat above? Okay, I think I'll warp back to the Hunter's Dream real quick, just to get these guys off my back. We'll be back in 4 minutes, and then yeah, we'll be summoning at the Witches of Hemwick. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Apologies, everyone. Something in someone's butt. Oh, earlier on, wow, much earlier on, someone asked me to look at the back of Gehrman's chair, because it apparently looks like the astral clock tower. Did I not pick up the monocular? Oh, I did. Oh, wow. Excuse me. Insomnia Gaming Festival in Birmingham, UK. Cool. That's a good question, Bakersfield. Whatever it is, I'm sure it will be a Souls game. They're not just going to stop making Souls games, and by that I mean the genre of Souls games, and not necessarily games that are called the blank Souls. Blank Souls sounds kind of cool, actually. Okay, everyone. I'm ringing my dong. If each Pale Blood Hunter has some kind of contract that they must complete before they are released from the dream, the fact that Gehrman is trapped there may indicate that he never completed his contract. Our contract was to slay the child of a Great One, so perhaps Gehrman was contracted to slay the child of Kosm. We did see that at one point Gehrman was in the village. Just saw the when you slay the orphan, the doll comments on how Gehrman's resting peacefully, which may be whatever compulsion that he felt towards the contract being satiated. So who did we get here? Ellie, Evans, and Jamie again. Just saw the opening of your first Bloodborne lore video and saw an ending I'd never seen before. Despite having watched at least 4 people's playthrough of the game and playing it myself 4 times. That's the brilliant thing about Souls games, is that we'll do one more summon afterwards, and I'll ask that all of the people who have already been summoned, that maybe you try to give other people a chance. So those of you who have been waiting, don't worry, we'll try again after this. And yeah, we'll try again after this, and I'll ask that the people who have already been summoned to refrain from ringing their beckoning bells, so that, yeah, some other people can get a chance. Argon is hanging dong right now. But that's a very interesting theory, Kelson. I don't know that Gehrman was ever given a contract, at least from my perspective. I think it was Redgrave, or someone who described Gehrman as sort of a Pale Blood Hunter. But I don't know, I think Gehrman's a little bit different. Because as best as we can tell, he was the person around which the dream was first conceived. Based on the doll, based on the abandoned church workshop. So I don't think Gehrman was just a Pale Blood Hunter. I don't think he really had a contract beyond, you know, facilitating the Hunter's dream. Yeah, Normanot, there's no level range. If you have a password, it will scale your level down. Refrain from hanging dong unless Aegon tells you to. He was the first hunter, so who would have given him a contract to become a pillbutt hunter? Good question. More likely nerfed in this case, just based on what how low my level is. Oh. But yeah, I think that the contract is specific to, it was one of the things like that the Hunter's Dream was conceived to facilitate. Aegon knows what I'm talking about, yeah. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Oh no, I forgot about you! Leave me alone! These are just pebbles, I think. Yeah. Thank you, helpful summons. Okay, Bakersfield. Thanks very much for joining us, and I hope you enjoy the content. It's much appreciated. Do we know who the guy in the opening cinematic is? We know that he's the Blood Minister, according to the credits. But... Oh, that's my favorite. The ladder hump. Oh, I love that. When two people get on the ladder at the same time. We know that the Blood Minister... Guys, there's a crystal lizard! No! We know that the Blood Minister is likely dead, based on a video that Jeux Sans Frontières did, or JSF, or Richard Pilbeam, who, how do I put this? That, yeah, there's, everyone is accounted for in Iosefka's clinic, and we talked about this as well in the episode we did on the discovery of kinship. After the cinematic lore video I did on Iosefka's... Oh, crap. Oh, no, we're good, we're good, we're good. After the cinematic lore video I did on Iosefka's clinic, whereby, we discussed how everyone in the clinic is accounted for, and there was nowhere for the Blood Minister to go. So the failed kin ascension that we find in the room with the communion rune, that appears to be the Blood Minister. Because everyone else is accounted for. Iosefka was there in the clinic, because it's her namesake. She was betrayed by Imposter Iosefka. Makes us swole. So he seems to have been there for the experiment, but at some point after, or for us getting blood ministration, but at some point between the time when we leave and the time when we return, he appears to have been either Imposter Iosefka or Iosefka. One of the two appears to have attempted to ascend him to kin. And it failed. Because everyone else in the clinic, all the other kin in the clinic, we... Oh no, Ellie! We can account for them. Can account for the Blood Minister, and there's a wheelchair in the hallway. So all of the pieces really kind of support the idea that that's the Blood Minister and he's dead. Which leads me to believe that he's probably not all that significant. So what Azura is saying that he's the guy who ministers the blood is probably as far as it goes. This is risky. Oh crap. Okay, we're good. I think there are probably NPCs we know less about. But yeah, we don't really know much about the Blood Minister. keep looking at Ellie Evans and thinking that that's an item. Oh, so many items here. Beautiful. Make up for all those items I didn't pick up. Okay, Long Nose the Splendid. It was a pleasure having you here. Have a good night. And thank you for joining us. Blood Minister would be going back to the clinic for more blood for you. Going back from where, though? Is the modified theory any better? Okay, modified theory. Maybe the orphan was Lady Maria's contract, and her not completing it causes some stress on Gehrman, either emotional or literal. Interesting. I don't know. Like, I'm sorry that I can't comment more comprehensively on that right now, just because I'm rather tired. But on the surface, I think it's interesting, but there are lots of complications in that story that we will need to suss out in terms of, you know, what's real and what isn't. What is a metaphorical... where did... Oh, it's right here. What is a, you know, just a representation of something, and what is actually like a reflection of something that took place in the Dreamlands? No, I appreciate it very much. I haven't really been following the conversation, but the cry might well not come from the Orphan of Kos. It might be the plain old Gehrman's cry, and we can hear it because there's a connection between the orphan and him. Yeah, maybe. The thing is that the orphan's cry it transitions directly into Gehrman's. So it starts off as basically a newborn's cry, and then you hear Gehrman crying. So and the orphan is referred to as a, you know, the chanter refers to him as a old wizened child. So wizened as in like old, or the poor wizened child, he says, rather. And wizen being another way of saying old, or like, you know, looking very aged. Oh no, Jamie! Rip Jamie. The witch is too much for you, I guess. See, this one I can be very helpful. Well, it's okay, Memetim, I didn't catch it on camera, so... I didn't even see what happened, I just was like, what? Someone died. Go Ellie Evans! See, I can at least be somewhat helpful to this one. Trying to find the witch. Which is... There's one over there. Because I don't know how well the summons can actually see them. Oh shit. Nice. Rip. Okay, with all due respect to those people who were just there, try to, before you ring your beckoning bells, maybe wait like a few minutes just to see, give others a chance who haven't been able to get summoned yet. Try to outspam it.